All right, here we are with BJ Clagon, rider wrestler. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us,
No problem.
BJ. I wanted to start a little bit with saying, we watched you have a good freshman campaign. Can you tell us a little bit about your wrestling over the summer?
Yeah. I mean, I've been working out with my teammates. We actually got a couple new recruits coming that came in. I was able to work out with. Going to universities, I broke my foot, so I couldn't really wrestle at the tournament, which was unfortunate. I was training for it. I was very prepared for it. Couldn't wait for it, and I broke it probably a week and a half right before.
Okay. Were
And
you in a cast or a boot?
yeah, they gave me like a boot to cover it,
Okay.
so it could stay in place. Kind of. After that, I got asked to wrestle in Worlds and I do all junior Worlds, and I obviously had to deny it because by the time I got back on my grind, it's a little out of shape, so I wasn't really prepared for Worlds either.
So, question about wrestling freestyle versus folk style. Did you grow up wrestling freestyle?
At a young age, I really didn't grow up wrestling freestyle. Here and there, I wrestled freestyle, tried it out. My dad put me in a couple tournaments. None of that I was like really into. I think once I got to like high school and college, my freestyle levels started to raise because I was like, you know what, maybe I need to start this. If I want to wrestle in the Olympics and Worlds and all that as a future goal that's set for myself. And I think that was like one of the key things getting into college is learning how to wrestle freestyle to wrestle in universities and Worlds. And coming to All American and Scholastic. Being a Scholastic wrestler, you also have to have a freestyle wrestling background because it helps you out in the wrestling world as a whole. Because in the world, it's not Scholastic; it's Greco-Roman and freestyle.
Yeah. So, a couple questions about that. One is you mentioned your dad put you into some freestyle tournaments when you were growing up. Can you tell us a little bit about your family connection with wrestling?
Yeah. Like my family's like real connected. Mark and Maurice Worthy. Um, Mark, they're both. Well, Mark was a two-time, and well, Maurice was a three-timer, and Mark was a two-timer. And then once I got to college, one went to want to say the Army like West Point,
Uh huh.
and I forgot what the other one went, but I know that they were very good at wrestling. My family background with wrestling is really popular. That's how I got into it. My dad was a wrestler, when he was younger in high school, and then he thought it would be something good that would spark my 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 talent, and he put me into it. And at first, obviously, as a beginner, I wasn't too good at it, but once I started feeling it and adjusting to the level of competition and matches and everything, I realized that wrestling was actually something that I could actually be good at if I started training harder, working harder, and preparing myself to be the best.
Okay. Switching a little bit back to NCAAs, you had a really strong redshirt freshman campaign last year. I know your goal was to be a national champion. You were an All American. You had it looked like you were steadily improving during the season, and really, I don't know if you peaked during nationals from my observation. Can you tell me it's a pretty hard transition to make high school to college and learning when to peak at the right time? Can you talk a little bit about the grind of the season as a freshman?
Yeah, coming in, coming in as a freshman is obviously tough. It was a little bit different, adjusting to the level of competition to compared to high school where you had, a good match, but then you had a bad match, and you're like, all right, well, that's good. That's an easy match. I can get a pin or a tech. When you get to college, everyone's the same level of competition, so there could be a day where you have an off day and that kid can beat you. So just trying to adjust to it. I had my ups and downs throughout the year. It's a long season. Had my wins, I had my losses, and I feel like once I got into conferences and all that, and my level of competition got a lot tougher. I had to find a way to better myself in those type of areas. So I trained with my coach. They prepped me for everything I need to know for conferences, nationals, kids I lost to, such as C.J. Cobb, Lenny Richardson, Xerxes, David Habit. They had to prep me for it, and they showed me things that I needed to learn and do, and certain areas I need to improve on. Because as a freshman, you obviously aren't the best yet because you have so much, because you're so young. So you still have so much to improve on. I think after me improving on that, going into nationals and conferences, I was pretty set to where I was going to be. I mean, I had a high expectation of being a national champ, but taking fifth, becoming a fifth place All-American is pretty cool, man. And I mean, hopefully this year, I gotta go back and reach and work harder on those things that I didn't work as hard as I could have on the certain areas and spots that I should have.
So speaking of that, what's been the biggest transition? So you're going to be going to your sophomore year.
Yeah.
You grew up in Powerhouse, New Jersey.
Yeah.
What was the biggest transition from high school to college? And what are you working on after being an All-American with the goal of being a national champ?
Obviously I have a lot to work on still. I'm young, I'm only 20, so I have things that I should still be able to pick up.
So can you give me an example of something this summer you were working on specifically, without giving away any secrets?
I was working with my coaches. They tell me that my hand positioning, hand fighting to create the angles to my shots, I need to work on a little bit more. I did that throughout the whole season last year, practicing it because in high school everyone knows me as like the speedy kid. So like I would go in on a shot, a head fake to a shot, and they want to see it coming. But in college, I had to use technique / speed. And and while I was in the summer this year, they were teaching me hand positioning, hand fighting. I needed to work on my top a little bit more against better opponents. Once you get to the national tournament, you need to hold kids down, and I needed to work on that a lot more than what I was working on. So this whole summer, I've been working on top, trying to figure out what I can do to beat a couple more kids and stay in great position on the mat, and hopefully get my riding time.
Did you watch the World Championships that have been going on this week?
Yeah, man. Jordan Burroughs just won 10-0.
Right. So you got two New Jersey guys, yep. Green and Burroughs. Do you know those guys at all?
Actually, yeah. James Green. I talked to him a few times. Personally, I know him, but we don't hang out or nothing, Okay. But seen him a few times, talked to him and stuff. Jordan Burroughs actually, he actually messaged me my senior year of high school. That was pretty cool. And
was he trying to recruit you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I had to, obviously choose Ryder because that's where my family is. So.
Right, you're from Toms River.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
So just talking a little bit about that, were you always going to go to Ryder? What was the recruiting process like? Did you consider other local colleges like Rutgers?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone considers Rutgers at first. I had ideas about going to Rutgers. Yeah, I talked about it, and then I just knew that wasn't the right fit for me. I like a smaller school. Plus the coaches, Nick Bellion, Coach Hanji, Coach Taylor. They're like my second family. My teammates are my brothers. My coach Nick is like the brother I never had. And
is he your primary workout partner?
Yeah, and yeah, he's my primary workout partner. He helps me out. He teaches me things that that he thinks I need to improve on, and that's the thing that I needed. Someone who's gonna push me to be the best because they know I could be the best, and I feel like my coaches are the type of people that I needed in my life to make me push that much harder to that next level of competition.
Gotcha. That's great to have that kind of connection with your staff.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
how do you view if someone watched you in the practice room? How would someone, what would they walk away with? Like you're working hard, you're having fun, combination of different things. I mean, how do you describe yourself in the practice room?
In the practice room, I work hard. I I feel like I have to. Even in the practice room, I'm a competitor. When wrestling live, I don't want to get taken down. I wrestle to my full ability as I'm wrestling a real match because I don't want to lose in practice room either. I have the mindset to where as I think I'm the best. Yeah, I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to work on, but in reality, I feel like if I work as hard as I can, there's no one better than me in the country.
Nice. Who else do you work with besides Coach Nick?
Chad Walsh.
What's that like? You guys both young guys from New Jersey. Did you wrestle him in high school?
Oh no, I actually wrestled in sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
He beat me in state finals. He actually
Was that a throw?
No, he took me down, and if you walk into his house, as soon as you close his front door, the picture of me and him are sitting right in the front door, like just sitting there.
That's funny.
So funny. It's awesome.
Well, it's great that you guys ended up in the same team. I like when talent stays local because it just gives fans something to keep following. A talented guy staying pretty locally. Ryder, bunch of young studs. You've got some new recruits coming in there. Can you tell us a little bit about this year's team?
Yeah. Our team's looking tough. Like you said, we're young. Means no injuries. That's which is also every time a good sign.
Yeah.
Every single time there's no injuries, that's an amazing sign. So our team has a lot to work on. As being a young team. Coaches need to adjust some of the kids a lot more than where they're at right now, and obviously that takes time. You just can't go into the wrestling world, and especially in college, Division I, you can't go in and thinking you're the best because in reality, everyone's so good. You need that training from your coaches. That's why the coaches are there. I think we could be a top 10 team this year, for sure. I think if we stay healthy, no one gets hurt, our team can be top 10.
Good information. I'll be covering you this year. Question: you were talking about, everybody's good at D1 level. When you're a stud coming out of high school, how do you mentally adjust to losing a couple matches when you haven't lost like that probably in years? Since Chad beat you in sixth grade, cause some kids can't make that leap. But last year, like you had a barn burner with Jason Surtis that you lost at the Keystone Classic, and then you wrestled a completely different match, much closer at Nationals. Can you tell me about the mental adjustment and the toughness that takes?
Yeah, it takes a lot of toughness. Being in a 7-minute match is it's just you two people. It's just you two there. It's like you have to be the dominant opponent. And in reality, a match can go either way depending on how you look at it. To me, matches are luck. You need a little bit of luck. It's like you're like praying to God that he doesn't escape, that he doesn't get a takedown, or if we're in overtime, you could take him down. And it's two people grinding. It's a grind. Mental toughness takes a big part of that. I didn't have that going into college. My mental wasn't really where it should have been. I think preseason and me working out every day and literally busting my ass. I think that helped me a lot more to where I needed to be on my mental level because I would break. There were times where I would be like, "Oh, forget this. I quit."
Was that cardio that made you want to quit, or just?
Oh man, just everything.
Everything. Okay.
Just getting yelled at or like running and throwing up and it was literally like hell. Preseason is like the definition of hell. and you gotta suck it up. It just gets you mentally tough. It prepares you. It's something you can't even prepare for. You go into preseason, you're like, oh crap, here's preseason. It's something you literally can't prepare for, and you just have to get over it. Literally, you have to be like, all right, well, I gotta do this, so it's gonna get me tougher. It's only a month long, so let's get this over with, and I think that helped me out a lot, as where I would quit, like forget this, I can't do this, I'll walk away and break, and now it's just like it's hard, it's tough, but it's a grind, but it's all worth it at the end of the year when you're still on top of the podium and you have your hand raised at the national finals, so.
So speaking of which, going in here, you're in the preseason. Are you fully recovered from your foot injury, or how's your health?
Yeah, I'm fully recovered. My health's good. Got cut a little bit of weight, but
What are you going to wrestle this year?
149.
You're going back. Okay,
Yep.
Looks like it's a pretty loaded weight class.
Yep.
Ryder hasn't released their schedule, to my knowledge. I think you guys are wrestling Penn State. Do you know anybody else that you're wrestling that's a big time program?
Northwestern.
Northwestern?
Yeah, we wrestled Northwestern home.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
okay.
We wrestled Lehigh and Northwestern the same day.
So the schedule's getting progressively harder here as you guys are getting a stronger and stronger team. It's great for the state of New Jersey and the Mid-Atlantic, wrestling fans. So anything else you want to tell your fans out there?
I mean, just keep on supporting me and cheering for me. Fans are definitely the number one thing that wrestlers need. When you have your fan base, it's everything else in life is easy. Wrestling with your fans and screaming for you and cheering for you, it's so much. It's such a thrill, such a rush. And if I could say something to my fans, I want to say, thank you for all the support you guys, gave to me and everything, and I'm really thankful.
Okay. BJ, thanks for taking the time. We'll be following you this year. Have a great season.
All right, thank you. See you soon.